I don't know what you two have been through, and I don't know what you guys have been through together. And you don't need to tell me. It's all on you to let this loose as much as you as soon as you want, as little, as much as possible. But I don't want you to suffer alone and feel like you have to take all this on your lonesome. So please, just tell me if you need to tell me anything, if you're feeling uncomfortable, if you're feeling like you are alone and all the doors are shut. Just call on me and I'll open up all those doors again. You will not be left alone at all.
There's definitely consideration. You can see clockwork ticking behind Forrest's eyes. Could you roll insight for me?
Yes. Actually, let's see. Is that the thing I got rid of for my powers? I have my insight. My insight's 2. 2 that's not investigation. Hold on.
17.
17.
You can definitely tell, and you've been around Forrest, I think long enough. This is the first time you've seen them emotional. We can definitely tell when you're talking about opening doors and being there for them. They're not used to that.
All right.
They're very much used to being on their own, having to deal with their things on their own.
And Gabe kind of just gives you like he doesn't know if you're like open to hugs or anything, so he just kind of just gives you a pat on like the shoulder, like a squeeze, and then he kind of goes down and he kind of like does a prayer and he's like, oh great ancestors, please look over these lost souls and open up a path of light for them.
Forrest will flinch at your touch, but not deny it.
He goes, how you feeling?
I'll be fine. Just give me a moment, okay?
No problem.
Is there like a water cooler or something?
He goes, oh yeah.
I don't know this place.
Stuff's over. He goes, my office is right over there. It doesn't need a key card. Just open up the mini fridge.
Okay.
I have a feeling when he says mini fridge, it's definitely not so mini.
It's a mini fridge.
So mini.
It's like a half fridge.
Right. For this office, it's a mini fridge. Is anything happening between Ave and Cade while they're having this conversation? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, Ave is positioning himself definitely in between the guards and the gate, just so there's the easiest route to the guards. And he's just awkwardly standing there.
Cade would open up with, you know, I don't think you're a waste of air, right?
I believe I'm not really. I hope so.
Yeah. I'm not going to hurt you. You're okay.
All right. Very nice to hear. Very nice to hear. Good knife, by the way. Yeah.
Just a note, it is mostly, we can say that you saw it, but it is generally a concealed knife. Oh yeah, it's my favorite. It's gotten me out of a lot of scrapes.
Huh. Nice.
You know, people say there's 1,000 uses for a single knife. You can almost survive completely off of just having one knife. It's pretty amazing.
Huh. I maybe should get one then.
I recommend it.
Yeah, great. Where did you buy yours?
I exactly buy it. I kind of found it,
Ah, I found it. It was laying around somewhere. Happens with knives, right?
Now and again, yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, let's be honest. If you go into a kitchen and find one, it just wouldn't be as nice.
That's true.
But almost as useful, actually.
Yeah. Great.
So,
There's so much to talk about with knives. Yeah.
who are you?
Eve. What do you want to know?
I mean, you seem to know a lot about me. I figure it's only fair I know something about you.
Well, I'm a voice actor. I'm 14 years old, which is very young for my race, actually.
You act older.
I'm pretty mature.
I like your feathers.
Thank you.
Do a
I
voice.
like your... Huh?
Do a voice.
Alright. Have any preferences?
Could you change to my voice?
Yeah. I can easily change to your voice.
Oh, show me. That sounds neat.
Well, my name is Kate. Do you think you're a waste of space?
Mm-mm. I think I help. I'm gonna go over to the apple treats and kind of bring them to you and be like, you should try one.
Well, thank you.
First, they're pretty good.
Uh-huh.
Not as good as Janice's, mind you, but that's normal.
Just quick question. Purely out of personal interest. How would you define old age?
How would I define old age? I assume this is about the whole I kill old people thing.
No, just, sometimes think about that, really, yeah?
Yeah, well, let me just, I guess I'll just tell you a story. That there's a grocery store, right? And this old lady works the register, and she takes forever. She takes so long. I'm telling you, it's like people are coming through this store, and they're wasting probably 15 minutes every trip, every person going through that whole store just because she's the one working the register. So one person is slowing down hundreds of people's lives. She's wasting hours of other people's lives when she only has a few left. Doesn't seem fair to me. So I helped. It's 1 week without anybody there, sure. And then the next week, they have a young register there, or a young cash register, and all of a sudden, people get their lives back. So that's how I define an old person, as someone who's just wasting space.
That's not necessarily defined by age.
Maybe. That's just kind of who I've found to be wasting space, but maybe you're right. Maybe there are people out there who are wasting space without being old.
Right. Well, nice talking to you. Just so you know,
you're pretty amazing and talented, by the way. That was really good. I've never heard myself before in such a way.
Thank you. It's it's a skill that is actually defined by my type of people. We all can do it. Some are better at it than others. Mostly depends on how much time you put into it.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing that you all have that talent.
Yeah. So mostly we can just replicate what you can do. So the more things that you listen to, the better it gets.
That makes sense. I wonder if there's anything humans are just all universally talented at.
Well, you like to define progress, I think. There's always some humans around when evolution is going quickest ways, I think.
So you're saying reproducing is our talent?
Maybe.
I think I could agree with that.
You are quite good at it, really. Well, more certain about let's see. Maybe this company, for instance. It's crazy how quickly technology is going forward, right? There's always some humans behind it that are just driving, mostly, not always visible, but mostly behind the scenes sometimes. There's always something human that's just, they want to move forwards. They fear that their lifespans are so short sometimes that they have only a few moments to make something of it. So they tend to, try their very best to do so.
I like that observation. I definitely like the game, and you're right. It seems like, I wonder if there's other people who helped, but I know Gabe helped. He's human. Wait, Ace.
You play the game yourself?
Yeah, I really like it. It's a lot of fun.
Oh. Cool. What type of character do you play?
I like to play like this, like the person everybody likes, that kind of like really. I think you know what I mean. Just the guy that people like,
Like the charismatic, heroic person, yeah.
Yeah. Rally around me type thing,
Yeah. That's nice. That's very fitting for the game, I think. Yeah. I think the type of character that you play says a lot about someone. People tend to put their most ideal forms inside of those games, or something that they maybe want to change or see differently.
That's, I think, a little too deep for my flavor, but I'd ask you about your character, but I'm just going to wait and see.
Right. Strangely nice talking to you, actually.
Nice talking to you, too.
Yeah. You know those two, by the way, those guards?
Yeah. Old Steven over there, we get along great.
Oh, right.
Hey, Steven, huh?
Oh, there's a groan from Stefan.
Right. Agreed. Maybe I should, get to know them, huh?
Yeah, they're all right.
I'll probably go have a talk. Nice talking to you. And he just starts walking towards the guards, feeling a little bit lesser safe at every second.
Yeah, they're just getting things set up to have you all dive into the game. Stefan seems to be preoccupied right now, but Charlie definitely seems to be like a little bit more free if you wanted to chat with him.
He's mostly just gonna wander through there and but you know what, you seem busy, don't mind me, but I'll just watch. Just do you, and just try to be as close to the guards as possible.
You nervous? Charlie asks.
Really? Yeah, of course. There's a really pointing towards Cade.
I don't blame you. The very first time I met Cade, he was just spouting all this nonsense about how he was helping the world and how we were the ones ruining everything. My mom used to tell me something along the lines of, everyone has a voice, and everyone has a story that they need to tell and should be heard. I love my mama, but I think some people, their voices should never be heard. What do you think?
I think everyone has a right to at least get heard. But I think voices and opinions they should be given by anyone, really. I think it's actions that define what we should stop and not.
You don't believe some opinions are dangerous?
Yes, but don't you think that blocking opinions can be is equally damaging as well. Because people are not getting to show their voices, just band together with their opinions, and then you start festering those opinions. And then, then a lot of dangerous things happen as well.
People block opinions all the time for the greater good.
Well, and a lot of bad things happen in the world, right?
Yeah, but a lot of good things happen from that too.
Yeah, perhaps. It's a difficult opinion, difficult subject. Really.
You're the one that has to work directly with the rest of them, so my opinion at this moment doesn't really matter as much.
Well, not really. You're actually working with us as well, because, making sure that we don't die.
Who says anything about dying? You're all playing a game.
While we are unconscious. And maybe one of them, maybe something goes wrong and one person, doesn't become unconscious because there's a fault in the system or something. And there's a 1 in 4 chance, you see, that, that one person might be, him. And if...
I'm presuming that's why you're all getting paid.
Huh. Right. Great. I'm gonna start thinking about my life decisions now. Thank you very much.
Happy to help.
Yeah.
Charlie says. So what? Was me voicing my opinion for your good, or not quite so good for you?
Wonderful.
He's just gonna nod and start, I guess, helping you into the chair. The really, really cushy chair, gaming chair that you all will use to dive into the game. And all of you are going to get yourself situated, get yourselves comfortable. And then they'll apply the VR devices to let you upload your consciousness into VITA, into the test server specifically. I should also mention that the interns will explain to you as well that you are not going to be the only players who are exclusively playing on the test server. There are a few others who also signed up, in beta, and that's just because they just need more people in the test server just to test load and things like that. However, you specifically are the ones that are actually being paid to QA this as an FYI. So that's the biggest difference. So, you upload yourselves into game, and the 4 of you will discover yourselves in Sci-Fi City. It's evening time. You are in one of the main recreational park areas of the city, and there seems to be a lot of energy, a lot of activity going on amongst the citizens. There is a giant street festival happening right now. It's Asian inspired. There's a lot of lanterns. There's a lot of people that are dressed up in very traditional, again, you could say Japanese, Chinese, Filipino, different type of garb. You can smell the aroma of very alluring foods, dishes, lots of spices, lots of colors, lots of lights. Some people are running around, little kids are running around with sparklers. There's live music going on. So it seems like everybody here is having a fun time. And I'm going to say that the event starts with this woman who looks, who you recognize as Mayor Maxine Marvolo, who is the mayor of Sci-Fi City. And there's a big stage of some sort. She's just gonna go up onto the podium just to welcome all of the citizens, and she will say, "Citizens of Sci-Fi City, it brings me great pleasure to kick off the annual Summer Solstice Festival. Please enjoy a night of food, entertainment, and laughter for all. With everything this city has been through over the last several years, we almost certainly deserve it. And so, without further ado, let the festivities begin. And there's like fireworks that are starting to fire around. People are cheering. So just to give people a bit of a lay of the land, in case you're interested in checking some of the places, some of the different areas out for the street festival. There are a number of food vendors all throughout, serving again some really delicious looking street food. There's like a dumplings place. There's like a place that seems to be grilling like a satay on a stick kind of things. There seems to be a stand of mooncakes. For those of you who know what mooncakes are, they're like a traditional pastry, Asian pastry that actually has like sweet filling inside of them. Normally, traditionally like red bean paste, but there's various different flavors you can fill the mooncakes with. There are street performers there's like fire eaters, there's like a Chinese dragon dance going on. In one side, there seems to be like a drinking contest or eating competition of some sort. There's a section blocked off, which is actually more of a shooting range for people who want to try to win some like extra cash points, you know. And there's a big giant Ferris wheel as well that has been set up right off to the side of the park where this is taking place. The last thing I will also say is that there is a large pond that seems to have a lot of floating lanterns on it, and some sort of shrine-looking thing set up. If you all want to, you can roll awareness, or what I guess perception seeing. I guess that would be awareness. And I can give you more detail if anyone wants to.
Oh yeah.
Mine's 0, so I'm just gonna use it.
Yellow's pacing down everything, looking around, making sure there's no dangers.
Did we teleport right next to each other, or we teleport separately?
Yeah.
So that
you're right next to each other.
Does that mean we all reveal to each other what everyone's avatar is?
Yeah. Yeah. Why not? We can do that as well. Let me just make sure I show everybody what you're seeing, and then I'll let you all describe what you all look like and how you enter into this scenario.
Yeah. I'm pretty good at perception.
Okay. So the only ones who rolled were
me and Joey.
Joey and
I also rolled
you and Joey.
off. I got 27.
Chrono and Yellow. They notice that Honeboy is by the drinking and eating contest booth. They also notice Moji. This, the big floating emoji, is by the shooting range. Moji actually seems to be manning the shooting range at the moment. And I think they also see Root Canal, the dentist lady, by the shrine area. All of those people, I would say that with a 15, the Knave of Diamonds also sees. In addition to that, the people that Knave does not notice, but the other two do notice, I would say there's this interesting-looking guy with he's in a orange pirate-looking outfit, and I don't think you've ever seen this character before, but she's got like this creature who might be a parrot, but it's too far to like notice exactly what it is on his shoulder, and seems to be at the mooncakes station, mooncakes vendor. So I think that's everybody. Oh, I'm sorry. And the last thing I will also mention that Knave also sees is Livestream. The guy Livestream, he is by the fire eaters and the Chinese dragon dance, like street performers, basically. And seems to be like kind of recording, I guess, for this particular festival. Okay. Would everybody like to describe what each of their characters look like?
6'3" ish, really, big golden armor, blonde guy with a chiseled chin. Very, Greek hero-esque with plate armor.
So Knave is like a really Italian-like costume, very flashy. It's black, but it's glittery. It's like everything that he wears is just glittery, diamond-like stuff. Very chic. He has a hat with a white plume on it, which would be, if you would recognize it, from a dove. And he's mostly fiddling with cards most of the time. Though the perceptive eye might also see that there's like a ring with a small chain on it that goes towards something that's hidden within his wrist. He has white silvery hair and just those beautiful baby blue eyes. Very charismatic looking people.
Yellow. There's not too much of a difference between how Yellow the Dragonborn and Forest the Dragonborn look necessarily. They're both the same height, like 5'10", which is small for a Dragonborn, but still kind of big. Forest, Yellow's frill is actually smaller than it is in real life. It matches more of a feminine look. The horns are really big and angle out sideways, and the tail is much longer as well. And there's just a black trench coat, looks like an extra from the Matrix or something. And you can definitely see a handgun holstered, a two-step holster on the side. And they're I think this time I'm going to keep the hat. There is a black fedora that Yellow will be wearing, and it's just pacing people up and down. The overall nature of them is cautious, calculating, and careful.
Gabriel, he's pretty decently tall, and his armor is mostly this bright gold, and it's very flashy purple, with a mask covering his whole face, basically. And then the biggest other thing is he has this really nice spear.
Before we unpause and start role-playing, I should also remind everybody that even though you are QA testing this, you are still expected to stay completely in character. Okay. So you're not supposed to be like, hey y'all, we're supposed to be QA testing this, right? Like, you're not supposed to be that meta. You're supposed to stay in character. But I think it's safe to say that you all have an awareness as to who everybody is. Mm-hmm. Like, Cade is Chrono, like, Ave is the Knave. So you at least are aware of that.
When we look at each other, our gamer tags appear.
Sure. Like, yeah, sure. That's fine.
Well, if it isn't Knave himself. Funny that we've actually met before.
Well, yeah. It's a very coincidence, I would say. Well, funny one at that.
Yeah, apparently you've been doing your job. People have been talking about me. And sounds like you're holding up your end of the bargain.
Of course. We after all made a deal, huh? Spreading your name in exchange for the fact that you will be helping me these beautiful very moments.
I got your back.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't believe I have met either of you. What are your names? I'm Chrono, by the way.
I am Odin, the All-Father. I programmed that specifically in the game for myself.
Nice.
Oh, Yellow. I haven't seen you around before. New here?
You'll be seeing me much more here on out. I'm gonna make quite the name for myself, I must say.
Well, let's see if your money is where your mouth is.
Before we throw ourselves in these beautiful festivities, would everyone be so kind to just, maybe explain a little bit what your capabilities are, just to, we will be working together.
I will teleport to the moon pie's stand, grab one, flip a coin, and teleport back and start eating it.
Yarr! The pirate-looking guy says as he sees you teleport back and forth.
So that one in action, of course, but always a pleasure to see it again.
Well, honestly, many of my talents are kind of jack of all trades, but really, I think you just have to see it to believe it.
Look forward to it.
It's so very helpful. Thank you very much.
I am able to use Gungi in its many forms to fight many foes in many types of battles.
Equally helpful. Thank you. Can you, I don't know, do you stab with your spear or do you shoot lightning or something? Huh?
I haven't unlocked that for yet, but maybe one day.
Nice. Well, I'm very happy that at least someone has clearly said what they are capable of, so I know what I will. I figure I will notice soon enough when something happens. Something always happens. So I myself am a bit of an illusionist, if you will. So I have more of the trickery sort of capabilities. I'll be more of a distraction if anything happens, and then I suppose the three of you are the ones who do the heavy lifting for me.
Me, myself, I usually look down on trickery, but I figure someone who knows those skills having my back is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
As long as the job is done, I don't care how it's done, as long as it's done right.
So, Sage, Chrono, could you please roll me a perception seeing, please? -2 penalty.
That is a 13.
Okay. So, while you're having this conversation, because you have a mooncake, one of the mooncakes in your hand, right? Mm-hmm. So, while you're having this conversation, someone or something actually swipes the mooncake out of your hand, and you see a very, very small something flying the mooncake back towards the mooncake stand. But it's because of your perception, you can't quite make out what that actually thing was, but it seems to be flying.
What the hell was that? Something just took my mooncake. I'm gonna attempt to teleport to it. I can fly, so I'll teleport in front of it while flying with my arms folded,
okay,
trying to pose.
You will. Sure, you can teleport to the thing, it's a relatively small creature, about way big. Are you familiar with a sugar glider? The flying squirrel, sugar glider? So these really cute, adorable little flying squirrels. They're called sugar gliders if you want to look them up. But these little sugar gliders, it's basically like gliding, because when it opens up its arms, it's got it almost looks like it has a cape. But they're very cute and adorable. Anyway, it's got the mooncake in its mouth, and it seems to be flying back towards the pirate-looking guy. You can probably presume that was the thing that was on the pirate's shoulder.
I see.
Is the little sugar glider.
So me teleporting in front of it and just holding still with my arms folded, does it run into me, or how does it react to that?
I mean, it's pretty agile, so honestly, it probably would be able to, zip around you.
Cool.
And you can hear the little, little cute little chitter as it zips by you.
I don't have the heart to take something from that little fella. I'll just teleport back. Accept my loss.
All right. You can teleport back, and as you teleport back, you can see that the pirate-looking guy doesn't even notice that the squirrel was gone from its shoulder, but it does eventually land on his shoulder, and the squirrel's just gonna start chomping on the little on the mooncake. Okay.
Well, shall we stay as a group or spread out and go meet some of these interesting people and do some of these interesting things? What do y'all think?
Just go in pairs of two.
Pairs of two.
Sounds interesting to me. I'd rather stick with someone. I'd like to see some people in action, know what I'm dealing with. So since I've already have quite a good image of what Chrono can do, how about Let's say stick with yellow.
Yeah. All right.
Are you with me, Odin?
Yes, the warriors together. And he holds out his spear.
Draw my heavy blade. Tap it like a cheers. The pirate for us to meet.
Okay. Sure. Okay, so you go over to the street vendors. That's
If
fine.
Odin's cool with it.
Oh yeah, Odin.
If Odin's cool with it.
Odin's probably going to grab like you ever heard mochi, which is like little like sometimes balls eyes are like chewy, and say there's probably like a mochi stand there. And that's what he's eating.
Sure.
Instead of taking off the helmet, he kind of like you ever see like a thing where like why are you eating with the helmet on? That's kind of what he doing because under his mask is just him. So he's like,
gotcha. So I'll teleport by the pirate.
The pirate looks surprised.
You owe me a gold coin.
Arr! I know ye! You're that teleporting chrono person that I've been hearing about lately.
I'll kind of look over to Nave and just be like, "Yes, I am. What can I do for you, my good sir?"
Well, you're the one that's telling me that I owe you some gold. What exactly are you speaking of?
That mooncake, your handsome companion here, did take it from me. It would only be fair if you gave me a gold coin back.
The pirate guy looks over to his shoulder, and then, again, he notices the mooncake for the first time. And he says, "That your mooncake? Nutmeg, did you steal this man's mooncake?" And Nutmeg, kinda has its cheeks full of cake, and Nutmeg goes, and he starts like babbling, and it seems like the captain, for whatever reason, seems to be understanding what this little creature is saying, but the creature seems to be like pointing at the mooncake, pointing at Chrono, pointing at the stand, pointing back at mooncake. The little squirrel says. Seems to me that she said that you swiped the mooncake from the stand first.
Oh yeah. You know what? Never mind. What's your name, good sir?
That's I'm glad that you asked. The name's Captain Crunch. Captain Crunch is what he calls it.
Of course it is. Look to meet you, Captain Crunch. You know me. This is my companion Odin, the Allfather.
Odin, I've heard of you as well, Odin. Well, what exactly brings you to the festival, the two of you?
Oh, just heard this was the greatest festival on the land and had to see it for myself.
Alright, they've been doing great year after year. It's always one of the biggest things that the people of Sci-Fi City look forward to. Out of character, Gabe, so you recognize Captain Crunch. So his special power is, I forgot what, there actually is a word for it, I forgot what it is, but he can literally, like, consume anything, even dangerous things, by like he can basically eat anything, virtually anything, with virtually no ill effects. So it presumably can be really useful if you like find yourself trapped, or if you really need to destroy that like bomb that's about to blow up. He'll just gulp it, and then it doesn't seem to hurt him at all.
That was a weird power we implemented.
Yes. But that's Captain Crunch, and his companion. He does have an animal companion named Nutmeg.
Is that a PC or is that an NPC like AI?
It's an NPC. It's an NPC, yeah, non-playable, but it seems to have a very sophisticated AI, as you can see.
We spent a lot of time on the sugar glider AI.
Yes. Okay, so now that you know who this person is, Captain Crunch says, well, if you ask me, I would highly recommend the satay on the stick over there. Although, best not to swipe it, unless, not good publicity for us superheroes.
I will take you up on that offer. Nice to meet you, Captain Crunch.
Aye, nice to meet you too, Chrono. Always a pleasure to meet another fellow hero.
Odin's just gonna be like, now to the warrior's feast, huzzah! And we're just probably. Odin's at least just gonna go from stall hopping to stall hopping.
Yeah.
If I run into anyone, just tell me.
What would you purchase? What would you say you would get for yourself, like to consume next to eat? If you're getting something from the street,
he probably
some of the mochi.
He does the mochi, then he probably does like that thing, and it probably ends up in like with ramen or something.
Okay. So I'm gonna say that you'll get yourself a bowl of ramen, and it looks delicious, like picturesque. We're talking like those anime where they are all about how good the food looks. Like this is basically how it looks. And you're gonna use, I'm presuming, do you have skills in chopsticks?
I mean,
to Odin, the Allfather. Are you good at chopsticks? I guess is what I'm asking.
Maybe if you went overseas for work, so I imagine you might have some of that.
Okay, you tell me.
I don't think he has that. I don't think he has that skill set. Although it's difficult because he's trying to eat under the helmet. So it's like
sure. Okay, so you are going to start taking a bite, but then you realize that the noodles, they're starting to wiggle a bit as they're about to go into your mouth. They're wiggling, almost like they have minds of their own.
I imagine like this little stamp of like a chef right there. I say, chef, is there any magic with these noodles?
No magic in these noodles. What? You don't like my noodles?
Oh no, it looks and smells delicious. But when I tried eating it, it moved on its own.
You heroes, you're all alike. You think that just because you save the city every week, that you can just come in here and just be treated like royalty. I worked long and hard for these noodles. And he just goes off on you right now. Says, I got 3 kids to feed. This is my highest paying job that I've gotten all month. And he's just going to be,
keeps thinking like, man, we made some really good AI on the grumpy citizen.
The noodles, if you take a better look at them, they actually look like worms, like actual wriggling worms.
Good sir, are these worms?
Worms? I don't cook with worms. And as he's saying that, you sort of hear a laugh. And out pops from the shadows Loki the Mischievous. Citizens, worry not. The mischievous Loki is here, and now that I have arrived, the party can officially begin. He's just laughing.
A warrior of Asgard! Huzzah! He gets up, and he goes for like the handshake hug.
Father.
More ways than one.
There, I know exactly.
And he kind of goes into a hug.
He'll give you a hug. And he will say, "It's about time you arrived." He says, "I've been waiting for the perfect moment to prank you."
Now where is Thor?
Oh, Thor? She's over by the Ferris wheel. She said she really wanted to go for a ride. I thought, Ferris wheel's not really my speed.
Well, how about this? We sit down and eat actual ramen before we all meet up together.
I could go for that, he says. Who's your friend? Who's your companion? He says, turning over at Chrono.
This
or Chrono.
A fellow warrior, Chrono.
Hell.
He'll sort of like hold out his hand to shake.
I'll grasp it.
Sure, you'll grasp it, and when you grasp it, you basically it's one of those tricks where like it's a fake hand, and he pulls the sleeve off and it's like this floppy looking arm thing. It's an illusion, obviously, but he'll say, "Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you."
I'll just keep shaking it as if it was normal. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, and it'll just eventually, like, poof, it'll just disappear.
Another trickster amongst us, eh?
You're a trickster too?
Oh, definitely not. I am above it. However, we do have someone in our team who is quite capable of such trickery.
Well, nobody's a better trickster than the mischievous Loki. Who is this other trickster that you
A
speak
capable
of?
trickster such as yourself should be able to find that out, and I'd put my money on our trickster. Well, we should see.
Really?
Yeah, you guys should have a trick
Well,
off.
I think we should have a trickster's duel. Yes.
To keep it fair, I will not tell them about you either.
We'll see if we can we'll see about this. Father, I must go and defend my honor as the prime trickster of Sci-Fi City.
I'm gonna put my arm on Odin and be like, be right back. Teleport over to Nate and be like, hey, I can't tell you who, but you're now in a trickster war. You better win it. And then teleport away.
Yeah, that's easy enough. I'll definitely be able to do that.
Meanwhile, while this is happening, so prior to Chrono teleporting to you all, what have you and what has Yellow and Knave been doing?
So, Yellow, you see you are wearing a gun. Yeah? Do you have any skills with that gun that you're wearing?
Yes, I'm quite skilled. Would you like a demonstration?
Well, I see there is a shooting range. Huh? Would be interesting to see how you fare.
I don't think they'd let me use my gun, but if you're really interested, sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'll even
Is
show
there
you
something?
guys.
Why do you want to use your specific gun? Is there anything special about it?
No, it's just I'm really familiar with it.
Well, if someone as skilled as you are proclaiming can probably use any gun, no?
Yes, but this one I like. I like it a lot.
Right. Well, off to the shooting range, maybe?
Yes, why not?
Mhm.
Relax a little bit. Might be on a... I don't know, we're protecting someone, right? That's what we're doing. We just security detail? What's going on? I didn't think I got the memo.
Mostly, these missions just figure themselves out. We will be fine.
Security detail, cool. Yeah, we'll relax. A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. You'll go over to the shooting range where as I said, Moji seems to be manning it. I would say that Moji would recognize, at least, I think he's met both of you. Yes, I believe. Okay. So Moji is currently there, and I guess the previous people who had just gone through who had just fired at the range, they're just leaving. And when he sees you, his smile turns into the big grinning smile as he recognizes you.
And Nave's gonna illusion a small smiley with a waving one.
Nice. He will transform into the waving emoji.
No.
Moji will then nudge its face towards the bulletin board that sort of explains how this all works. So basically, you all have a number of tokens that you can spend at the festival. So we'll say that you all have, because you're play testing, you just have enough tokens to do whatever you want. But anyway, you can choose different levels of target practice. There's the stationary targets. There's the targets that are more like skeet. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Where the discs are the skeet shooting, which are a little bit more challenging. And you can get different prizes for them, basically, mostly in the form of credits that you can use to buy equipment and stuff like that.
Okay. Whatever the hardest one is.
Yeah, so definitely the skeets, And so there is a version where it's just the normal skeet shooting, but then they have the really, really hard version where the skeets themselves, they sort of, they each have a pattern. Individual one has a pattern where they like phase in and out of existence. So even if you hit them, if you don't time it exactly right,
Okay.
then they will phase out even if you legitimately hit them and won't actually shatter. That's definitely like the hardest one if you want to try to go for that.
Okay. I think I will. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna back down from no challenge. Just
All right.
look up at the hardest one and look back at Moji. Whatever the hardest one is, please. I can
Thumbs up emoji is what he transforms into. And Moji will set up the hardest one, and yeah, why don't you go ahead and start rolling me? Just start with roll for me 3. Whatever you use for your, I guess, sniper rifle, whatever attack roll you use for the sniper rifle, roll me 3 of those.
Okay, so I also have a skill mastery in ranged combat. So would you allow me to use that here? Basically, it's like I can take 10. So it'd be a plus 11, so 21 is what I'd roll.
Just right off the bat,
Yes.
21. Okay. Okay.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Just for the first one, like, we'll test the waters a bit.
Just the waters, yeah. So definitely a challenging, but with a 21, you can just make it so that you can hit all of the targets. Just make it. But this is just like phase 1, so it gets more difficult from here. So you have a feeling that you can continue, but you probably will not succeed at hitting everything if you just take the flat.
Okay.
You might have to start rolling, but I'll leave it up to you. So
I was just testing the waters, you know. Yeah, I will definitely start rolling them.
all right, phase 2.
So they're all
The
pulled
difficulty
up.
will get bumped up. So yeah, roll me 3 and let me see what you get.
It's the highest one I got, 19 and 17. As it's just quick realization of targets and
Yeah.
Precise.
So you're gonna get to round 2, and the patterns are they're gonna phase in and out a lot quicker. So unfortunately, you miss about like 2/3 of them. Unfortunately, 2/3 of them. Yeah, because it got a little bit more difficult. But you know, it's really challenging. And so even then, you're still doing pretty well. That a small crowd is starting to gather around you because you're still, I mean, it's really hard. Now we're going to move on to phase 3.
Okay.
So it's going to get even harder. So,
Gotcha. I'm ready for it.
all right. I don't know if you have anything that you can up your sleeve to boost your numbers up a little bit, but okay.
Well, I'm not gonna cheat, but I do have that too. Right. So okay. A little bit harder than I thought, but let's see. And I'm just gonna roll once. I'm going to use a luck point to re-roll that one.
Sure.
So okay. So the minimum I can roll is a 10. So it's either.
Okay.
So it'd be 21 would be what that first roll would be.
Okay. All right.
Jeez.
Mm.
25.
Okay, so the 21 again with at the final phase,
Yeah.
you hit about 1/3 of them, which is still crazy good. So you still get a decent like number of people cheering because even though you didn't hit it perfectly, you still did great. At
Probably
the highest
higher
level.
than what a lot of people normally did.
Yeah, definitely. So Moji will just clap, and then you will then be awarded. I'm being very like laid back about wealth in this game because
I can tell.
So I mean, I'm just gonna arbitrarily say that you get like 200 credits for that, but it's probably not going to be that much of an effective, not affected too much. So
And it's just everyone's all like proud and happy, and it's just disappointment. I could have done better on that one, and maybe I should have just cheated. But that would just be poor sport. Oh well, I could have done a lot better. But I suppose that's good enough. It's not like it's a death or life scenario. I mean,
he's got the hand waving emoji, but he's gonna, instead of waving, he's just gonna like pat your back. This big giant band's like pat your back.
Thank you. Well, I'd like to see you do better, huh?
Who are you saying, to Knave?
Kind of just really in general, like no real target, just anyone who would want to kind of pop their head in and...
most people who are trying are gonna just do like the normal skeet. I think the phasing ones are a little bit too difficult for most people.
It's too difficult.
That's for the really super... Those are for like the super... What do you call it? Like there's what's his name? Yeah, sharpshooter. I was thinking. Those are for like the Hawkeyes, basically, of the type of heroes. So.
Yeah. The question: the point counting system, is it like visually based? Like if you see that the target is hit, then someone just like knows that it's hit, or is it like it must be physically hit to?
Are you asking that out of character? Or are you asking Moji?
I'm trying to see how the first game went with yellow. Just figure out if it's important that the bullet actually hits something, that it's like a physical contact point counting system, or that it's more like, you see three things were hit. So.
You probably figure that each like skeet, is that what it's called? They're called skeets. Like each one has some sort of sensor that tells the system that it's been shattered. Like it'll just know when it's shattered that it. So, you can probably hack the system and make it seem like. Visually, if you just make an illusion of it, I don't know if that'll trick the sensor. That's the only problem.
No.
Unless it was tacked on.
I'm just gonna look towards Moji. Well, you seem to be an expert here, so maybe you could take that challenge.
Moji, like, is sort of like shakes his head, like, I just run this game. I don't actually shoot well. You don't think that Moji has an actual like emoji that would be useful for it to do any ranged attacks, at least not like that. That seems to be beyond its capabilities.
Oh, well, what a shame then. I was really looking forward to an epic confrontation between two sharpshooters, but apparently, no luck today. Too bad.
Maybe if it's like, maybe if there's like a co-op or a duel mode on maybe one of the smaller ones. See who's better.
When, as the moment that Yellow mentions the word duel, that's when Cade appears. And it's like, oh yeah, you might have a trickster's duel.
It seems I am quite occupied currently with another duel. But maybe another time, no? Well, now I'll just be keeping an eye out on suspicious activity.
Does it seem I can be of assistance here? Nice to see you again, Moji.
Moji will have a big smile as well, and I guess he's also going to do the the emoji wave too.
Cool. Well, I'm back to Odin, and I'm gone.
I think Odin wants to go to the Ferris wheel to say hi to Thor.
Sure.
So, I'm not sure if anyone else wants to come with them or.
I'll tag along, but as soon as this trickster battle starts,
yeah,
so we got to be quick because that's where I want to be. So eventually, I want to be by Knave.
To be fair, we won't know what Loki does until the plan's already set.
I have confidence in our Knave.
But do not underestimate Loki. He's very mischievous.
It'll be fun to watch and not be a part of it.
You will get to the Ferris wheel, and you will immediately see that there is a beautiful female Thor, who is currently putting tokens, like cashing in tokens to be able to have a seat on the Ferris wheel.
Ah, by Thor's hammer! It's good to see you!
Father, she
It's
says.
like I said, the same thing happens.
I was hoping we would see you. I trust that my brother has also found your location.
Yes, but currently he is in a locked duel
With whom?
with the Cave of Diamonds, a trickster duel.
The Knave of Diamonds. I don't know if I've heard of that one.
I don't know.
Will soon enough.
Oh, you have a friend, a father.
Yes, this is Chrono, a fellow warrior I've met.
Well, I can definitely respect a fellow warrior.
Pleasure to meet you.
Hail, Chrono.
Hail.
They call me the Fabulous Thor, she says. And she just kind of puts her, does the little stance and even more thunder, I guess, like surrounds her when she says that. Programmed in. Thanks, Daddy. Not that she knows that you're actually her daddy, but Thank you, Father.
Yes, and I imagine I take tokens. Mind if we join you on this? We
Of course, she says. Do you want to sit with me, Father, or would you prefer sitting with your friend?
I would rather sit with you.
Oh, we can do some catching up then. Tell me, Father, what has your adventures taken you as of late? Where have their adventures taken you as of late?
My last adventure was in a ship in the skies, fighting bugs that attacked us at our weakest moment.
I think I've heard about this from one of my companions, my comrades, Root Canal.
I fought alongside this root canal.
Yes, I was thinking about catching up with her shortly after getting onto the Ferris wheel.
Yes, we can all meet up and have joyous fun in this festivities.
I'm sure she would look forward to seeing you then, she says.
How the character is like Gabe in his head goes, no, she's not.
Are not exactly. Like, the two of you are great
Like,
friends.
Odin's like, of course.